What's going on, family? I'm on Nana duties. I'm a little bit late, but I am ready to get to this business and this information. I got like one or two songs I'm going to play for you guys. And yeah, we're going to keep it moving from there.
Royal. All of my needs, they royal. All of my needs, they loyal. We ain't the same, we ain't normal. Wait, adore you. Baby girl, I adore you. Pretty face and she loyal. So the future crime, girl, you royal. Wait, royal. All of my needs, they royal. All of my needs, they loyal. We ain't the same, we ain't normal. Wait, adore you. Baby girl, I adore you. Pretty face and she loyal. So the future crime, girl, you royal. Wait. I just had to catch my breath. I just had to stack my checks. Shorty got ass, God bless. Damn. I just had to stack my chips. I just had to grab my grip. A lot of niggas mad I'm rich. I'ma have to smash they bitch. Pull up in a maxed out fit. VLN on the logo, moving solo with the stick. Block jumping like a pogo, come and pull up on the strip. Told her pull up and get lit. So she pulled up and she stripped. Damn. I don't need all the attention. I just need all of the pension. Ran the bill up like a piston. Wait. Told them, but they didn't listen. Fuck it, I teach them a lesson. I ain't got time for the stressing. Damn dog, is you kidding me? You know that we aborigines. I don't give a fuck if you feeling me. As long as you watch how you grilling me. My knee G's making history. Brother, some diamonds at Tiffany's. She a carbon queen and she feeling me. So you know she matching my energy. Royal. All of my needs, they royal. All of my needs, they loyal. We ain't the same, we ain't normal. Wait, adore you. Baby girl, I adore you. Pretty face and she loyal. So to fix your crime, girl, you royal. Wait, royal. All of my needs, they royal. All of my needs, they loyal. We ain't the same, we ain't normal. Wait, adore you. Baby girl, I adore you. Pretty face and she loyal. So to fix your crime, girl, you royal. Wait, so to fix your crime, girl, you royal. You ain't got time for the low vibes, but you know I'm feeling your vibe. You're a black woman, you go God. You could trust me, girl, I promise. My only choice to be honest. I feel like it's perfect timing. When we hit your party, we getting it lit. Hit it YBs if I need me a fit. He got the sauce, yeah, he got the drip. We gon' keep grinding until we get rich. Smoking exotic, I need me a zip. My aborigines be with the shit. Rushing your shit and I call it a blitz. We tryna find us some money to split. Can't break bread, then you fake then. Free all my guys out the state pen. Her only wet, yeah, it's leaking. She say she want me to eat it. Had to ice her out, now she blinging. Dying for what I believe in. Dropping new heat every season. Call me a vet cause I'm seasoned. Call me a vet cause I'm healing the dogs. Roll me a wood, I ain't talking a law. Brought me some land, about to buy me a mall. Stand up nigga so I cannot fall. Chasing clout, then I won't get involved. Oh, that's your girl, then I'm testing the jaws. Said you was lame, so she gave me the draws. Feeling like Rick Ross because I'm a boss. Royal. All of my needs, they royal. All of my needs, they loyal. We ain't the same, we ain't normal. Wait, adore you. Baby girl, I adore you. Pretty face and she loyal. So to fix your crime, girl, you royal. Wait, royal. All of my needs, they royal. All of my needs, they loyal. We ain't the same, we ain't normal. Wait, adore you. Baby girl, I adore you. Pretty face and she loyal. So to fix your crime, girl, you royal. Wait, royal.
Yeah, we're going to do one more. Let the room build up.
Cam sliding on the BX.
Yeah. Rest 2000. Enemy of my tribe, of mine, so what's happening? Government and all y'all cross the line, so what's happening? My ancestors wouldn't like you cross the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all lying. I do this for my Nietzsche. Oh yeah, my Nietzsche. I do this for my Nietzsche. I I do this for my Nietzsche. Should've left me where I was, cause I ain't never scared. Took that little ice off my neck for this Earl head. My nation, my Nietzsche, someone thorough said. Real Americans, still pure blood, we thoroughbred. I'm like, let my people go and just take me instead. When it's red or blue pill, I'm only choosing red. I'ma always choose my people, you can keep that bread. Our government owe $1 trillion, you can keep that bread. If it's one thing Jim Crow is showing me, I don't want no white folks ruling over me. I don't want no politicians ruling over me. I don't want no Poe ruling over me. Only somebody that's like me gon' treat me like me. I'm Iron Wine Cherokee, right. Chief and Dr. G.L.E. I'm still a G like EST. Might not be as G as me. You think you free, but you need remedy to be as free as me. I'm from the hood, I'm still waking up my people. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Still hating on my people. When it comes to fashion, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to music, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to dancing, the whole world wanna be like us. Foreigners are doing everything, trying to weaken us. Sports, y'all can't fuck with us. Rhythm, know we killing y'all. Anything involve a ball. Mentally, we figured out the cosmos. We figured out the cosmos. We proud of all that shit. We proud of all that shit. Rights by blood after all. Vatican and the Smithsonian got all our shit. Artifacts and relics still keeping us away from it. They can't keep and hold on to none of our shit. We want our shit back. We don't need y'all holding it. Reverse engineering our technology, controlling it. It's all ours. They regenerating it, resurfacing, and that shit ain't new. Matrix, cause I'm living it. I'm living all this. It's not what it seems, but I'm killing it. Can you afford to pay attention who you living with? Now they trying to mandatory vax, but is you getting it? We ain't getting none of that shit. We ain't crazy. I'm peeping y'all tactics. We won't. This ain't no Earth war. This is galactics. Goddesses and gods warming up like practice. We gonna put arrows on your chest like patches. Y'all want them real tips. Like us. They ain't got a soul, destiny as a child like us. Nobody power like us. Nobody peace pipe like us. Boxing, y'all can't fight like us. Nobody lost their right like us. Wake them up, I'm in the way. Say too much, I'm in the way. They trying to kill us anyway, so listen what I'm finna say. Everybody, our kids, we raised y'all anyway. What that census finna say. Everybody ain't here to stay. Is you with us or against us? Ain't no in between. Ain't no in between and none of this. Being not a human being. Fucking 1492, but all my allies what it do. Renegade got killed for days. Be careful, I advise you to. Yeah, my tribe of opera mind, so what's happening? Government and all y'all cross the line, so what's happening? Been crossed the line. Like you crossed the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all we original, we original. I need you, I need you, I need you, oh yeah, I need you, I need you, I need you. I do this for my need you, I 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 need you. I do this for my need you. I think I'm gonna play one more. Let y'all see the rest of these picks before we get into this info. Let's get our boy Trey Ali on here real quick. Where he at? Where he at in the playlist? Cause he in there. He in there. Gotta find him in my playlist. Actually, I ain't gonna waste time. We're gonna just play this now. Listen to it. I'm gonna hurry and get this in here. Got Nana Duties today. My little loves here. Honestly, and I'm on this. I'm just looking for a feather girl, you know? Just get it. Vision be fooling. What's your name? What's your sign? I'm just trying to make you mine. Chocolate girl, you know you fine. Do I ever cross your mind? Get it wet, make it rain. Be my weather girl. I'm just looking for a wife. Won't you be my feather girl? What's your name? What's your sign? I'm just trying to make you mine. Chocolate girl, you know you fine. Do I ever cross your mind? Get it wet, make it rain. Be my weather girl. I'm just looking for a wife. Won't you be my feather girl? Yeah, you bad. Yeah, you fine. I'm just trying to make you mine. You ain't worried about these pennies, girl, cause you know you're a dime. And I knew that I would have you. I just had to wait my time. Had to know you past looks, cause you know that love is blind. Met you at the powwow, asked you what's your tribe. You asked me, mom, we politicking, then we caught a vibe. So you rocking your feathers, you can say you caught my eye. From that moment, girl, I knew that I could probably make you bride. Girl, you the truth, shorty, what you wanna do? Come and be a winner, you know I could never lose. Wanna be a man now, tell me what I gotta prove. You the realest, so that's why a nigga really fuck with you. What's your name, what's your sign? I'm just trying to make you mine. Chocolate girl, you know you fine. Do I ever cross your mind? Get it wet, make it rain. Be my weather girl, I'm just looking for a wife. Would you be my feather girl? What's your name? What's your sign? I'm just trying to make you mine. Chocolate girl, you know you fine. Do I ever cross your mind? Get it wet, make it rain. Be my weather girl, I'm just looking for a wife. Would you be my feather girl? Damn girl, you do that thing damn well. I know
Can't
you
help it, it's
indigenous,
all
what's
in
your
them
tribe? I can't
jeans.
tell.
Move
Are you
with the
Choctaw,
frequency.
Chickasaw,
Play with it,
Cherokee?
play
No
with it.
interracial girl, I only fuck with chicks that look like me. I like a long hair, melanated vibe with no guidance. Shorty, I'ma be your guide. Let me show you how to live. It's not enough to just survive and maybe have a couple kids if I end up between your thighs. For real. Intellectual convos about a book or something. That smirk emoji like
Ain't
you
she
giving me
beautiful,
that look or
y'all?
something. You keep it real like you carrying a hook or something. So
Looks
if you
like
want it,
Empress
you
Overload.
got it. Ain't gotta look for nothing. What's your name? What's your sign? I'm just trying to make you mine. Chocolate girl, you know you fine. Do I ever cross your mind? Get it wet, make it rain. Be my weather girl, I'm just looking for a wife. Won't you be my feather girl? What's your name? What's your sign? I'm just trying to make you mine. Chocolate girl, you know you fine. Do I ever cross your mind? Get it wet, make it rain. Be my weather girl, I'm just looking for a wife. Won't you be my feather girl?
Hey, that's some fire. These Aboriginal men be putting out some fire, y'all. I better turn this Bluetooth off because sometimes they be turning on. I know they be listening in and tampering with stuff and hit the wrong thing and tapped into something that just be real crazy. I ain't crazy. Okay, so let's get through these little pics real quick, and I'm gonna get into some of this info for you guys because this is like it's ludicrous, right? It's real. Just look at her home. Look at her home. Of course, you know it's old now, but you can imagine back then in the 1800s what this was looking like. She allowed Thomas Bell to live with her. This is her entire estate. This is what it looked like. Y'all see that? I'm gonna let y'all just check it out. Look. This compared to the whole city. This is her right here. This her right here though. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that, right? Yeah, y'all see it. Y'all already know the indigenous out of California. She was an entrepreneurial of everything. Yes, she was. Right, sis. You see that land though? Fire, fire. Look like she had to been some type of queen or something, right? She just was an old millionaire. So that was 30 million guys, right? Back in that time, in the early, we talking about early 18. This ain't the late or to early 1800s. Oh, wait a minute. I might be mistaking her with the other lady that the gentleman thought I was asking about before. I'll get to that in a minute too, if I have time. But y'all got to excuse my sinuses once again, man. I hate when my voice sound like this. It sounds like an echo in my head, like I'm in a theater or something. It's like a theater or something. Yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right, bro. That's right. Setting it straight. Setting it straight. Don't leave us in the dark about nothing, especially when it comes to our people, right? Yeah, that estate was beautiful, completely beautiful. Wait till y'all hear how they played her, though. She was beautiful. She had some big old eyes, too. Still, yeah, her mom was from, I don't want to say it wrong. I believe Louisiana. Sometimes I get distracted in my thoughts, guys, but I believe her mom was from Louisiana and her dad was from Hawaii. So, you know, back then, obviously, Hawaii was just like down the road or something, all this separate stuff. Here's another view of the home. Look at that house. That's the side that you remember that part over here. This is all part of that estate that we saw. Okay. So check that out. Beautiful, right? Just completely beautiful. They even have this monument. Yeah, so 1814 is the time that she was living. So yeah, we talking about early. She had stuff to do with civil rights. She was funding she was giving like almost $100,000 for people to do projects to go free. Some people that were enslaved and yeah, she did a lot. She ain't play no game. She was like, what? We got some people who they trying to enslave. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, we're not with that. Yes, 1817 to 1904. She lived a long, beautiful, pleasant life, Miss Pleasant. Look at Miss Pleasant. She started out in the 18s and ended in the 19s. Y'all see that? I just want y'all to look at that. She was a California businesswoman. She was an investor, a designer, a philanthropist, and an activist. Tell me she wasn't bad. That sis was a boss. That's why I said she was a boss. Y'all seen the thing I put? She was a boss. She was a boss. She was a boss. Yes, yes. Shout out to my chat. Yeah, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. I want y'all to make sure y'all getting this information. Y'all know I always want to make sure I'm bringing something to open y'all mind, your eyes to truth. Opening up and busting these portals to things that we think that they try to make us feel we're nothing. We came from nothing. We've always been slaves. We're this, we're that. Oh, you guys this. Oh, y'all this. Oh, yeah, right. All our stuff. Come on now, stop playing with us. Y'all stupid. Y'all stupid. Y'all stupid. Y'all real stupid. If y'all think we dumb, and we gonna believe that. Your mom used to tell you stories about her. See, our people remember. See, 19. Okay, let's look at this. We're in 2021, right? So if you're like a person that's in your 50s, very well, your mom may have even had been around that time. She may have been a child in like the 1900s, or her mother. So this isn't that long ago. It seems long ago, but it wasn't that long ago. So 1904, a person that was this big and things ending around that time, obviously people would have heard of her. So yeah. Talk about it. Our people is everything. I'm telling you. I'm always bigging us up because we done came from all kind of nonsense and still strive. We go. We got power. We got energy. We move with everything. So yeah. Let's see. Let's let y'all see this. They said that she worked with Marie Laveau. If you guys can't read that, I know it looks a little blurry on my end. If you guys can't see that, let me see if you can see it. Oh yeah, it looks actually it's clear on the StreamYard thing. That's crazy. It said Pleasant training with Mary Laveau proved beneficial. Pleasant became so successful as leveraging social change that many called her San Francisco's Black City Hall. She was. Y'all heard that? Many called her. Let me make sure y'all got that. Over years now. Many called her San Francisco's Black City Hall. So she was bigger than the mayor's office. She was bigger than any type of city hall in San Francisco. She was it. She was literally the city hall, the Black City Hall. Y'all heard that, right? Her activities and her money helped her ex-enslaved people avoid extradition of people that were being charged falsely, start businesses for people, and find employment in hotels and homes and on all these steamships and railroads of California, so on and so forth. I'm going to say this. So when she first came to California from Louisiana or that area, she was on the steamship. A lot of the women, they needed women. The men was looking, who they was hounding, looking, I want a woman. I want to hire her. I want her to work for me. I want her whatever it is. I'm going to pay some money because they needed women. These men needed our women to come and cook for them, tend to them, take care of them. Yeah. So these white men was buying up women services. We weren't slaves. Let's make sure y'all get this correct. They were buying the women for servitude. We were servicing them in certain ways. Some women were prostituted off. Maybe if they didn't have a value, they didn't have a trade, they didn't have anything to offer, they were traded off for as slavery. So this was some of that white slavery we talked about. You guys are familiar with that. We don't got to get into that, but this is a lot of that. So when it comes to a lot of that, she came over. When she came over, I'm going to say this, she requested $500 just to come in and cook for a person in their house. If you want me to come in and cook for you for the whole month, I need $500. I'll do it for the whole month. Every day I'm coming in, I'm taking care of everything, cleaning, do what I need to do, and I'm out. And I need $500 a month. So they were so thirsty. They needed that. They looking at her. Y'all see how she looked beautiful. So them white men was like, oh yeah, I want her in my house cooking and cleaning and just bringing her energy and flowing through the house. So imagine her flowing, this beautiful, beautiful princess just flowing through their house, cooking and feeding and putting her hands and her energy into their food. The way they was feeling, the way they was being fed right and properly and healthy and feeling good. Oh, they needed that and they was gonna pay. Shit, they paid dearly. Homegirl say, listen, I need $500 a month. Period. And she had 2 employers. This sis was bringing it. She was taking care of 2 households, y'all. She had 2 employers that she took care of with $500 a month. So she was getting or bringing in. Check this out, y'all. This is how she got her money. She was so smart. Yo, will y'all hear this queen? She was bringing in $1,000 a month back in the early 1800s. Do y'all know how much money that is now? I don't know how to calculate the money like that, but $1,000 back then, right now, she probably would have been making somewhere around 14,000 a month. So she charging them like 7,000 a month just to come cook for y'all and clean up a little bit. What? She was not playing. She said, "Oh, the going rate is what I'm charging. If you want it, you're gonna get it." And they paid for it. Let me get back into this. Y'all know I get distracted, keep out the stuff because it'd be phenomenal. Now, what she did, she passed as white amongst a lot of those European American societies using the name of Mary Ellen Smith. Right? Have you ever heard of Mary Ellen Smith? You may have heard that in history. They tried to transpire, already know they tried to take our story and change everything over. That's a whole nother story. She ran eating establishments, which catered exclusively to men. Y'all hear this? She exclusively catered to men. Soon as she got into the circle, she started benefiting different things from important financial information gleaned while catering to the rich and powerful leaders of the city. She shrewdly employed a young Bank of California bank clerk named Thomas Bell. This was the guy that I was telling you guys about. You guys have heard of Thomas Bell. So investments on her land had behalf based on her financial tips. So in 1875, it was estimated that she was worth about $30 million. So that's about we'll say somewhere around 900 billion today. Keep that in mind, guys. She later led the franchise league movement in San Francisco that earned Negroes the right to testify. Y'all hear that shit? Negroes. The right to testify in court. She did all kind of activities and things of that nature. So she did do a lot. So I can believe this, but I just, that Negro word. And to ride the trolleys. So her lawsuit in 1868 in San Francisco against the North Beach and Mission Railroad Company. Y'all hear that? I'm going to say that again. In 1868 in San Francisco against the North Beach and Mission Railroad was used as precedents in the 1982 to achieve contemporary civil rights. So just to bring that to your attention, what it's saying is that the railroad, she had a lawsuit against them, which she obviously won. That's a whole nother story. And prior to this, oh, wait a minute. Prior to this, I may get into this with some of these documents, but prior to this, she was married to a gentleman before she got involved with the Thomas Bell guy, which was married. She got involved with him, but before that, she was married. And then at that time, when she divorced her husband, or he died, he may have died. I'm not sure, guys. I don't want to lie on that, but he either passed or he died. He either died or they divorced. I believe they divorced though. So when she divorced him, she got like $40,000 back then. So $40,000, estimate that. You guys know that was like she got about $1 million just from her divorce. So she married a guy that had a lot of money. She that's why when she came there, she like, I got money. If y'all want me to work for y'all got to pay me. She wasn't playing. So she was the Black Historian of the Month, Mary Ellen Pleasant, a successful financier, as you guys see. Look at her. Look at the clothes. Look at the embroidery. Look at all. Y'all already know she's money. She's money. Let me look in the chat. I don't want y'all to think I'm ignoring y'all. I'm trying to read this on another page. Peace to the chat. Peace to the chat. I see you guys. Much love. Much love. Get you back. Yeah, much love to the chat. So let's get back to this. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? As long as y'all can see everything, and I'm about to breeze through these pictures, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about Miss Pleasant. So yeah, she this is her older. This one she got a little older. It says in 1889 she purchased a small ranch in Fruitable near the intersection of East 14th Street and 22nd Street. That was the property that I showed you guys. That beautiful estate that you guys seen. That's in Oakland, California. Basically. And I'm trying to get to this. May not talk about that here because something happened where they took over her property. So of course this was another one, just like they called her the Millionaire Voodoo Queen. Now we gonna get. There's two things we could. This may be a part two, guys, because I don't. It's a lot of information on this, guys. There's one thing about it is with this voodoo thing that came to effect, they said that she used her wild, which of course was her aboriginal spiritual nature. They felt like that influenced her into getting all this money. But that's why they called her the Voodoo Queen. So you already know they try to change things to something evil when it comes to her. So because she was bright, because she was intelligent, because she knew how to invest her money, make it grow, and all of that, they want to act like she was some type of voodoo queen. So obviously, she was not any type of a voodoo queen. She just knew how to invest. She was smart. She was intelligent. She put herself in places. She required a lot of business assets and people that she could mentor from, so on and so forth. She had money, so she invested her money. She just was smart. She was a smart woman. I mean, they act like they don't know that we smarter than anything. I mean, come on. She just knew what to do. The sis was on it. She was on her game. She didn't play no game. She was about her money. She was about her money. Yeah, they used to call her the Mammy. Mary Ellen Mammy Pleasant. Don't they got the nerve? Do y'all see the insult that they put on our people? I was so insulted when I saw this, right? So insulted that they had the nerve to title her a mammy when she was the richest woman in that area, period. Black, white, any color you want to call it. But anyway, that's a whole nother part of this story. Anyway, so she was the conductor. Check this out. You know how you guys hear about this underground railroad and this and that, da 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 da. Why was it underground? They were working. She was a conductor for the North Beach Railroad Company. Listen to this. She's not the only one. Harriet Tubman. Just I don't want to get off topic, but that's another one. Harriet Tubman worked. She worked for the railroad system. She wasn't running, sneaking slaves through under this, and that. This is how stupid and weird these people are. This is how crazy and ignorant and dumb they try to make us appear to be. Harriet Tubman, if you guys ever hear anyone telling you about the story of Harriet Tubman in this underground railroad system, tell them, nah, she worked for the North Beach Railroad Company. Let them know you're not stupid, you're not ignorant, and you know what's going on, because that's a total lie. And she wasn't the only one. There, all the indigenous or Aboriginal at that time worked for the railroad that were they were employed there. A lot of them were invested in it. My great grandfather actually was invested in the railroad company. He worked for it. He had stock in the railroad company. I mean, this is nothing new. What? This shit crazy. How people act like we stupid. So anyway, so she was a conductor for the North Beach Railroad Company streetcar prohibitions, Pleasant from boarding in 1868. So the case goes to the state Supreme Court, awarded $500 in damages, and she wins the case. Obviously, she didn't need $500, but she just did it to show them, like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all stupid. Stop trying to play with me. Yeah, that type of thing. She didn't want to, deal with idiots, and she had to put them in their place and let them know she wasn't the one to be played with. That she knows exactly what she's doing. She had that money. She was about it. She wrote some poems. She was a writer. She was a philanthropist, so she had a book of poems. She's done so many things. She was an author. She was a real estate mogul. They had a color conventions project. Equality before the law, the California Black Convention activism. She actually formed this and got everything together for the Colored Conventions Project, where she helped to exploit Black businesses. Making sure that they were getting noted and getting their businesses out there. And we were actually shopping with each other, basically like how we hear like shop black, with each other, things of that nature. Even in Paris, they talked about her in Paris. We can't read. I don't know how to read this, guys, because I don't read French. But as you see this article here, this right here. They were talking about how she won the case. She won her case, so and so, blah blah blah. Why would Paris even be concerned with this indigenous Black woman winning the case? Like, why y'all even talking about her? Because she was prominent. This goes to show you guys. I want you to see. I can't read this writing. It's so small. I can't stand this. But this was actually talking about some of the other activists. I wanted to bring this information forward, but I was not able to detach the wording from the document. The part that I read was just saying that there were so many different activists brought on. This was a black cow. You know how they talk about the cowboys? This was a woman. Y'all see her ready and right. I don't know why I put this picture in there, guys. I didn't mean to. It actually just popped up out my album when I was doing it. But yeah, they had her as Mammy Pleasant. Check this out. She was in the call. Of course, she was in the call. She had all the money. Look, this her. All this is about her. All this. We can't read it. Sorry, guys. Dark skinned lion tamer in a house of mystery. Mammy Pleasant, in whose heart lie buried the secrets of the Bell family. This is all about her. She had all the information to the Bell family, Thomas Bell, Thomas Graham Bell. If you guys know about Thomas Graham Bell, so she was the one that they said she died with all the secrets about Thomas Graham Bell because she actually assisted him. She helped him. He left the bank. He was a teller when she met his bum ass, and then she brought him up because she wanted him to help her because she knew he knew people with money from being in the bank. He worked at the bank. Bell Home Deadly Way. Mammy Pleasant files for record claim it to House of Mystery. So the House of Mystery, her house, they tried to take her house from her. And then it was the Settler Street lot is also transferred. They transferred it, did some nonsense with it. I don't remember the exact details. You guys can search some of this stuff on your own. I'm sorry, I can't like do everything, but I'm trying to just open you up to it. So when it comes to that, I know that they sued her to take her property. We may read some of that in some of the documentation, depending on how long we're going to be up here, guys. I may be able to find that part. I pulled up some things that I didn't even read over myself. Some information I had prior, I had to find in my old emails and a different login, but I did find it, which was enabled me to bring her name up and get into this. So some of this stuff we'll go over together. So we may very well dig up some of that. So she was one in women's history, economic power, Mary Ellen Pleasant. I don't know why it's looking so blurry on the screen. I guess because I have it pulled up. So let me go back to StreamYard. Okay. And it's so light. I can't read it. How she used money. She worked in something, something. I don't know. We're gonna get into that anyway. She worked in all these different areas, guys, because what she was doing was she was getting business partners. Let me say that. Let me get to maybe one of these pictures and I'll just talk about it a little bit. What she did, guys, she was when she got involved with Thomas Bell, she told him, listen, I want you to bring me around all these people that have the money. I want to learn what they're doing and know what's going on. So he was like, okay. So what she would do, she'd go to the parties, she'd meet all these rich, famous people, then they talk with her. They, some of them thought she was a Caucasian woman. She passed for white with the ones she wanted them to think she was a Caucasian. She would pass for white so she can get information, talk to them, and she'll smile and flirt. You saw she was beautiful. So she would smile and flirt and get information. Oh, what are you investing in? What's the stock? What's this? Oh, so somebody told her about that gold. This is how she got her riches, y'all. She found out about the gold. This when she came into the bread. So she had all the gold. So yeah, she found out about that. She started investing. So she was used. This is why she used these people. So she started living with Thomas Bell, and I'm gonna go backwards. I think this was one of her Spring Valley Waterworks, one of her companies. This is one of her companies. She owned Spring Valley Waterworks. This was one of her companies, just one of them, y'all. Let's see. Yeah, and this is the property. This is the property that she had as well. It looks a little desolate, but back then you could see their homes here and there scattered about. She had so much land, but this land she owned in these particular areas, they obviously they fixed them up, and these are all stores. This was a store, this was a store, this was a store. All these stores she owned. All this. She had mad property. She was like a real. She didn't just own real estate, guys, or wasn't into real estate. She was known as the real estate mogul. If you know what a mogul is, she was the top real estate mogul. Y'all seen this with the other one? Some of these pics. This is just showing some of her um, the registration of her death. Rest in peace to this goddess. Salute to my chat. Anybody in there that I have not notated, you already know nothing but love and yes, brother, exactly. The Bell South Company. Yes. We gonna get a little bit into that. Yeah, she helped fund, that was her business as well. She had this guy helping her. He quit his job. So of course he's invested. We have to keep in mind he didn't totally take advantage of her. He quit his job. She wanted him to help her so she could build herself and get her business established. And that's what she did. Once that was accomplished and all that had been done, then now she has to compensate him. He has to take care of his household, his wife, his family, everything he was doing before he decided to go on with her. So obviously, of course he deserves some compensation for that. So we're not gonna say, he didn't deserve it, but there's some treacherous stuff that went on at the end of that. We're gonna talk about that. You tell those newspaper people. This is what Miss Pleasant said. She said, "You tell those newspaper people that they may be smart, but I'm smarter. They deal with words. Some folks say that words were made to reveal thoughts. That ain't so. Words were made to conceal thoughts. Play with it. You talking about a smart indigenous woman? Did y'all hear that? That was an inner thought. You good, mommy? Okay. It says, you tell, this what Miss Pleasant said. She told them to tell these newspaper people this. She said, you tell those newspaper people that they may be smart, but I'm smarter. They deal with words. Some folks say that words were made to reveal thoughts. That ain't so. Words were made to conceal thoughts. Play with it. She knew what she was doing. She wasn't a mogul for no reason, y'all. She was not a mogul for no reason. This is the civil rights of California, dedicated to her. Obviously, this is a memorial they have in California of her. Nice, big, large. It's not something small. Actually, it's large. This is a testimony of somebody speaking about something that happened. We're not gonna get into that. I was gonna speak a little bit about these other people that I showed earlier where we couldn't really read everything. But yeah, this is just some of the people that were activists, that were well known back in that time that we may not hear of. You guys can actually look these people up. I may be doing some things in the future on a couple of them. This was Annie Turbo Malone. You guys can look up information on her. Hannah Flies. You guys can look up some information on. I mean, not Flies. I'm sorry. Hannah Fortes. You guys can look up information on her. Robert Reed Church Senior. Look up some information on him. And dang, I should have copied and pasted their names. I'm not sure of these gentlemen, unfortunately, but these are a couple of people you guys can look up info on, that were very prominent for our people. So we got to make sure we're sharing information to let people know that we're aware. This is what was going on. This was declarations and certain things that were going on when they came into California during that gold rush time. She was a part of that. Yes, yes, yes. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody. Okay. Tony Furlow, all the family. All right. All right, guys, we're about done with the pictures. I believe I got a few more. Let's kind of breeze through these. I just want you guys to see these pictures of her. This was her. This is a cover from one of her books, talking about her story. There are books out there on her. You have to probably dig to find them, but there are a couple of books on her. She was beautiful. Remember, she was a mulatto, indigenous woman, but her mom was Aboriginal, totally Aboriginal. Her dad was as well, but he was an Aboriginal from a different area. This was another picture of her as she got older. She was Aboriginal from a different area. He was Aboriginal from Hawaii. So her dad was an Aboriginal Hawaiian man. She took care of people. She was a natural healer like myself. She played with them herbs. She healed people. She healed the sick. She raised the dead and all these things. She did all the things that people would consider a voodoo doctor being done. So because she had so much money, this is her in her late 80s. Still beautiful, still beautiful. Because she had money and because she made all these perfect decisions. This was on somebody else. Okay, so we're done with the pics. This going into a different album now. We'll stop talking because that's another queen. We'll talk about her maybe at another time in another date. So let's see what I am going to let you guys see now. I have to share this information. We are going to read. Let me get to this other tab. I think I'm going to start with this. Okay, let's share this real quick. I'm going to read stuff I wrote down that a little old. So I did go over and find some other stuff that I want to go over with you guys. So this may cover a lot and it may not, but I'm going to make sure that we can, at least, cover a bunch of this information so you guys are well aware of what's going on. Peace to my chat. Peace to my chat. Peace to my chat. Much love to everybody. Yeah. Oh, Oh, sis, you want to come up? Oh, I didn't even put the link out. Let me put the link out just in case. I don't know if you guys want to come up just so you can elaborate on a few things when I'm stopping. If anybody wants to come and chat about this with me, one of the empresses or the goddesses in the chat that have some information as well, I would appreciate that. You can definitely do that because yeah, I like people to join in the conversation with me. So I'm not just talking by myself. My mouth get dry quick as hell. I'm about dried out now. I'm about to maybe play y'all a song or something in a damn second because I can't keep talking like this. But hold on one second, y'all. When I'm on the radio, I do this and it's like, that's work now. This ain't work. This leisure. I might have to take a break in a second, y'all. I really am getting like the dry mouth. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I can get me some water. Just made some water. Okay. Sinuses bothering me, my throat dry, all this going on, but we about to get to it. Ain't nothing gonna stop me, y'all already know. I'm still gonna do it, still gonna do it. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Now, as an entrepreneurial civil rights activist and benefactor, Mary Ellen Pleasant made a name and a fortune for herself in the gold rush era in San Francisco. It shattered all of the racial taboos, talking about somebody being broke, somebody that don't have no money. We come from this, we slaves, we this, we that, blah, 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 this, and that. Y'all already know. What's going on, sis? Thanks for joining me, Empress Copper Holbert. So we'd like to ask you if you had anything to say, sis. You already know this information has been like crazy. When we think about this stuff, how they be hiding stuff from us. I seen you in the chat. Did you want to say something about this, sis, or you want me to keep reading? You want more? Okay. Let me get you some more. Hold on a second, babe. Sis probably having a problem. Okay, guys, we're gonna keep on reading. Give me a second. All right. So basically, Mary Ellen Pleasant may not be a household name, but her story rivals that of any great American entrepreneur in the 1800s. Pleasant became one of the first African American. Y'all know the African American. We gonna just say or replace that with Aboriginal. The first Aboriginal female self-made millionaire in the United States, despite the significant obstacles she faced as a Black woman. Now, tell me that ain't phenomenal. Do y'all hear that? It says that she was the first original Aboriginal millionaire, Black, Aboriginal, Indigenous, whatever you want to call it. All of that is the same. Black, Aboriginal, Indigenous, Indian, such and such, this, and that, blah, blah, blah. It's all the same thing. Okay. I just want y'all to hear that part. I'm going to read that part one more time. Mary Ellen Pleasant may not be a household name, but her story rivals that of any great American entrepreneur. Let me make sure that we hear that again. Any great entrepreneur that they talk about, it's a lie. She rivals anybody. She's like the top. They letting you know that. In the 1800s, the very early 1800s, Miss Pleasant became one of the first Aboriginal female self-made millionaires in the United States. Despite the significant obstacles that she faced as a Black woman, she still was popping. You hear this, sis? She was a boss, right? Was she a boss or what?
Yeah.
She was a boss. I love it. It says Pleasant employed her inherent savvy, building a massive investment portfolio. Y'all hear that? A massive investment portfolio. This goes to show all of the different areas that she was into. She was into the gold. She went into the real estate. She was like, I'm going to invest in here. I heard about this idea. I'm going to invest over here. I heard about this. I'm going to invest over there. She was not playing with nobody. This sis was on top of everything. Where she heard money, she knew what to do. She was into the bank. She went and got Thomas Graham Bell. She had him come and say, listen, you start working for me. I want you to take me around these people. I need to get in contact with all these different people so that now, once I've gotten in touch with them, I can know where to invest my money. I can know what to do with it, and then I can make it grow, and I can invest and help people more. She was an act. We're gonna get into that too. I don't want to tell it all because I'm gonna read it. But this lady was doing everything. She was giving like $100,000 to people. Like, go free them people down there. They talking about they hold some of my people captive. I ain't with that. Go down south and take care of that. Here, take this money. She was not playing. She was for our people. She was making that money and doing right with it. That's another thing I want y'all to know. Okay. She put her fortune to use by aiding at just what I said, by aiding abolitionists, causing crosses across the country, not just in her area, not just in California now, People were coming to her from everywhere, guys. People would come to her from way far away. Thousands of miles. These people be traveling on horseback, buggy, whatever they got to do, so they can get over here to California so they could meet this woman and ask her to help them in what's going on because they had something that they were fighting. They would come and she would help them. She ain't turn nobody away. Oh, for my people? Oh, yeah, sure. Let me help. Even if the person was scamming her, she didn't care. If she heard it was for her people, she was doing the right thing. She had the money. She was like, I got this money. Let's see what I can do to help. That's what she did. So again, here it goes. This was a partial lie. So it says while helping slaves escape through the Underground Railroad, she settled down in free states. Here's her story. So this is another thing. There's a lot of stories about her. We're gonna get into that too. So you guys got to read between the lines. What I'm telling y'all, what I know about are the facts. We're reading different things and articles and things I'm gonna bring to you guys. They have many different stories about her, which is crazy. A lot of the stories about her are confusing to say the least. Even in her book, she was so mommy, she was so secretive, right? That even in her book, she had different things about herself that she disclosed. So what I think is that she was like, yeah, they want to know everything about me. I ain't let. She kind of like me. You ain't gonna know everything. I put you out there, but I ain't gonna tell you everything. You're not gonna be able to read inside me. The sis wasn't crazy. They called her the Voodoo Queen. Then they called her the entrepreneur. Then they called her the Black Mayor Office. She was everything that was awesome and great. But man, they still was hating on her. She always had these negative connotations. They wanted to put her as the mammy and as the Voodoo Queen. Why is she a mammy and a Voodoo Queen? Because she know how to play with her money and she know how to raise it and she know what she doing. And she knew how to make sure she was around the right people to help her know what to do with her money. She was smart. She was using y'all. That's why she a Voodoo Queen, because y'all was stupid. Because she played y'all ass. That shit funny as hell to me. But yeah, that's kind of what was going on. So when we think about it, the girl was so smart. The woman was so smart. The queen was so smart. Everything she did was about building so she could make sure she had something established for her people. Because she didn't have no kids, y'all. This woman died with no kids. Yeah, that's a whole nother part of this story. What happened to all her gold? What happened to all her riches? What happened to all her estates? Don't this shit happen all the time? Man, I ain't gonna get into all that. Let's talk about a little bit about how she built the fortune, right? As I said, she was born in 1814. Some biographers say that she was born into slavery, which we know was a damn lie on a Georgia plantation because her mom was out of Louisiana. So we know that's a lie right there. Like I told you guys, some of the information is mixed up. This information is some stuff that I had from some years back. So I found some newer information to confirm. So we're going to get into all of that too. So it says that she was separated from them at an early age, blah, blah, blah. We'll go past all that. So in the biography that was published in 1902, it says, I have let books alone and studied men and women a good deal. That's what she said. She said, I often wonder what I would have been with an education, is what she said. So with an education, she'd have been screwed up. You know how we be talking about the educational system, the indoctrination? So when she's stating this, what she said, I'll read it again. She said, I often wonder what I would have been with an education. She would have been misled, indoctrinated. She would have been misled into a different direction than the path that she did to strive and become the entrepreneur billionaire that she was. They say millionaire, we say billionaire. Because where she was a $30 million worth of a value, right now we talking about some billions. So she was up there. She wasn't playing. So with that, that's the way that she felt. And she felt that she left the books alone and she studied men and women a good deal. This allowed her to elaborate on what was going on, to see actual true things going on. Why worry about the past and the history of what was going on? I got to see what's going on right now because I got to go in the future, in the present, and make moves now. So she watched people, what they doing, where they moving, what they doing, where they going to invest in, and she studied that. And that's how she grew. She was smart. So she moved to San Francisco in 1852, and that was all during that gold rush area. So California entered into the Union as a free, non-slavery state in 1950. So 2 years prior to her coming there, it was some partial slavery going on, just like everywhere. We know that, it was indentured slaves. There were white slaves. There were a whole bunch of things going on with the prostitution. As I said, when she came over on the boat that she came over on, she was able to say, hey, I want $500 to cook for you, because it was a need for women. So this is why they had this era of bringing all these women in, transporting women in, these white women in for this sex trafficking and all this. So they started all that. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. I don't want to get into that. I'll get distracted. So there she worked as a domestic servant, they say, a domestic servant. So basically she was their cook. Like I said, she was getting paid. So she was a chef. She was a chef for wealthy businessmen, and this is how she came in contact with a lot of her other people that she learned to invest in. So obviously, when she came there, because when she came in, there was a big gold rush going on. She heard she working for these people. She listened like, what gold? Oh shit! Let me find out about this gold. I'm about to get into that, and that's what she did. So the white wealthy men would have been dismissive of an African American woman in their midst. So she took advantage of that. According to the New York Times, there's a story, as I told you guys before. Anyway, we know that she passed for white in certain areas. So when she wanted to get in there and get that ear and try to see what she wanted to know what was going on, she passed for a white woman. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I guess I don't see nothing wrong with it. It made her get that money. And she did what she needed to do. She used them like they use us. She did what she was supposed to do. So that's that on that. I don't want to read too much more on this part. Oh, I'll read this because this is another thing. There was a raid on her that happened, and let me see, it was more than 800. Let me see. Pleasant also put her money to use to help fund the anti-slavery efforts. Let me go there. She admitted to sending over $30,000, so that's more than $850,000 in today's dollar, to the abolitionist John Brown, and this was to fund his 1859 raid of the federal arsenal at Harper's Ferry, an attempt to kick off a larger armed slave revolt in the southern U.S., according to the historian Lynn Hudson's 2003 book. So in order to make them not be able to go and to revolt against this slave abolition that they were trying to do, what she did was fund the raid so that they could bust them down from going to get more slaves and get people enslaved, so on and so forth. So she let them know about that. She spent almost $900,000 on that. Y'all see that? $850,000 in today's money. So this the part this part right here kills when it comes to Mr. Thomas Graham Bell and his old wife that she lived with. So they said that there were rumors that they were lovers. This is what they said. People assume that. I doubt that she was asleep with this little white man. I'm sorry. She used them. She needed help. She was trying to get what she needed, to establish herself when it came to her business and this, and that, so on and so forth. But when it comes to the whole fact of the matter, shit, she didn't need to sleep with him. Look how pretty she was. She was beautiful. I mean, I think I showed a picture of him, but he wasn't all that pleasant to the eye. I mean, I can't see her being attracted to him. So, I doubt if she was in love with him or anything. He was just a business partner. So let's just read this part. While Pleasant's actions earned her local fame, a small part is still named after her in San Francisco. Not last the end of her life after her investment partner Bell died in 1892. His widow sued. Check this shit out. Now she was helping these people, but his dumb wife, had it not been for her, her husband was a little simple bank teller making a little bit of change, wasn't doing nothing, this, and that. This woman done brought them into this fabulous lifestyle. They living like this. He done got a name. He done met all the wealthy people as far as not just at work and knowing them because he depositing their money. He making money with her now. She done made him business partners in some of her business because he was helping her so much. So when she invested in him, he was a good friend to her. Look what this woman did. You know how they do. So when she died, his widow sued Pleasant for control of their shared multi-million-dollar fortune. Don't she got the damn nerve? Do y'all hear this? She had the nerve when her husband died to sue her, and this woman was taking care of her and them, brought them into a fabulous, luxurious lifestyle. Pleasant lost that legal battle in large because her finances were so closely tied to Bell's. Why was that? She was a little lackadaisy, I feel, when it came to that. She was, a little too trusting, a little too close to this man. There was a possibility maybe she was sleeping with him on the side when she needed something done, or she felt a little itch or something. I don't know. But for some reason, something was going on where he had some kind of ties. I know that she used it and tried to use it for her benefit by having him lead. So what that she would do is act like, it was everything that was his business, but it was her business. But she wanted other people to think it was his because they'd be more invested, this, and that, da, 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 da. So maybe, taking advantage of her kindness, and putting it in a position to make sure that she was able to still grow further and act like everything was in his name. They would back more him than they would her. That kind of made sense. So maybe it was hard for her to legally have these things substantial like they do, some type of trickery. There was some talk about him going to certain business partners. Once she was introduced to a business partner, right, or an investor, she invested into something, and then because Thomas knew them, what he would do would have they would have the paperwork, they would have all the leads, right? So she's giving them the money. So secretly, not secretly, but on the side, Thomas is the one coming to the person, hey, I want to invest, but it's really her because they are business partners. So Thomas would invest the money. So when Thomas died, all these people that were her business partners, they were really her business partners. All of her business partners at this particular time now, they take over. They take over the control because now Thomas is gone. And there's nobody to answer for it but the wife. So this is why the wife went and they treacherously took a lot of this woman's fortune. Do y'all hear this shit? As a result of that, she lost most of her fortune and she was evicted. Imagine her being evicted, the richest woman in this time, evicted from her own San Francisco mansion. Y'all don't see and understand how evil these people are. This shit is sick. Look at this. Look how she did these people. Look how she brought them into a lifestyle. And at the end, once he died, he wouldn't have did this to her. I believe that he was, he played a part in it, but I believe he would have did her a little fairer than that. But the wife had no mercy. She was jealous, so maybe they were sleeping around. That's something questionable. There are 3 or 4 different stories of stuff that happened, so we never know. We weren't there, right? We just have to conclude. So maybe it's possible that she was sleeping with him. The wife was jealous. She was hateful. And she was like, yeah, now it's my time to get you. Maybe she paid in the end because she was being adulterous and she was sleeping with this married man on the side and stuff. Who knows? We don't know. I don't see why she would. Like I said, there's that side that says like why, but she didn't have to. Like she could have went and got somebody else if she wanted to. So it doesn't make sense in that area. But we never know. But in the end, once again, as a result, she lost most of her fortune and was freaking evicted from her own San Francisco mansion, despite the fact that she showed the court evidence. She showed the court evidence proving she had designed the building. She had that building built from the ground. That's why it was so fabulous and beautiful, guys. You see, everything around there was pretty much empty. She had it built from the ground up, that beautiful mansion. That's the money she had. That's what she was working with. That large, beautiful estate she had built from the ground up. So she proved to these people that she designed this mansion and this building and that she paid for all the construction. That Paris review that we couldn't read what it was saying. And I told you guys we didn't have all the information because I don't read French. But I was showing you guys where it was talking about her case. They went over it. They knew what happened. They talking about it. They like, dang, they straight did her dirty. They did her dirty. This woman done proved in the court that she designed this building, paid for all the construction and everything. And check that out.
The
So
same
she
thing
was
they're doing now.
say it now, sis. Say it, sis. I'm gonna be quiet for a minute. Let me catch my breath, sis. Let me take a sip of this water. How you feel about this, sis? This should be having me eat it. I be trying to stay calm, but it pisses me off how they do us.
It's like they treat us like they come and take our shit from us like we ain't shit. And the sad part, what really pisses me off now is that we know what's going on and we ain't even trying to fight for our shit. Back then, it was probably, our people after so many wars with these folks, they became like they was docile. So what's your
Yeah.
problem now?
Mm. What's our excuse, sis, right now, right?
Damn, I mean, they just plain just ate her shit.
All that
You-
sis, she had they the wait a minute, sis, taking her money, right? Robbing her is bad enough. This broad evicted this woman from her mansion that she had made from the ground up, though. Talk about disrespect.
Yeah, that's damn disrespect. Yeah, look how they doing. They trying to evict us off our land right now.
Yep.
This is crazy. These ain't nothing but thieves. What like we said, squatters and thieves. They everything ain't. They don't own shit. They don't, and and when you look at them coming through Ellis Island, they were so nasty and filthy and broke. So how the hell you come here? You ain't had nothing when you got here. So how the fuck now you rich? That don't make no sense.
They had all this, and they take
Everything
look
you
how they
got,
just take it from us, sis. Just take our stuff.
just take it. Just take it. Like, and we just be like, okay, well, we'll get something that we'll do something there. It's time out for that bullshit. No, it's really time out for that mindset. It's time out. This is why we're
We
struggling because we
tired.
allow.
We get tired. We tired of them abusing us. We tired of them taking from us.
And then they had the nerves to
I'm
sit
sorry,
around
sis.
with
I'm
their
on a little
nose
bit of
up
delay.
in. You good. Then they had the nerve to walk around with their nose up in the goddamn air like this is they shit.
Mm.
I'm telling people need to break down those real. When you trace these folks and go back to those real names that they had over in Europe, you'll see that these people stole your last name and stole your shit. Them last names you can't even speak. You can't even say that shit. Squaws and thought and all kind of bullshit, hogging worth. I mean, it's just a bunch of bullshit. You can still see some of those names right now, y'all. Some of the ones that didn't come over here in the late 1800s and the early 1900s that eventually migrated, they still have those names that come from Europe, and you can't even pronounce this shit.
What's going on, Epic Studies? Thanks for coming up, bro. How you feeling about this nonsense and how they be doing us, man? Been doing
Oh,
us.
oh,
Alito,
peace, Lito, peace and love to you, mothers. I was on earlier, and I just chimed back in maybe about 5 to 10 minutes ago because I was on a call with my wife. She had called me. I'm on the road too, but I wanted to ask you something because I heard like the end of it where you were talking about the eviction case and some lady evicted her from her own mansion and all of that.
Thomas Bell wife, brother. Thomas Graham Bell's wife evicted her from the home, from her mansion, bro. Yeah.
and y'all remember
Wow.
that was the phone company. Y'all remember
Yep.
that?
Right. Right.
Where y'all think they got
Yeah.
that money from? That was her company. Come on now.
Yes.
Shit
So
crazy.
so let me ask you this, because I don't know if you know, like I said, I missed that, most of the part where you was going over that. But did you have the transcripts to the case so that way we can read the transcripts and see exactly, you know what I mean, what was said and what took place during the court case to
Well, they
determine
said that she
exactly how.
proved it was talked about in the paper, bro. Even in France, the French people was even over there like, damn, they did her dirty. They talked about it. They
uh,
said how she proved that she had all of the documents to the property. She proved that she designed the house. She proved that she
Indeed.
paid for the construction of the house. She had proof. It said she had proof of this stuff, brother. She presented it, and
Right, right,
still the
right, right,
woman
right.
won. So
What
Yeah,
obviously,
they did.
that's why I was saying if you had the court transcripts, you'll see that way you will see exactly how that took place. You see what I'm saying? Because right, like you said, I mean, I'm not knocking or disproving the article or anything. I'm saying, but with the court transcripts, the actual court docket case and the
but that's
transcripts,
not important, brother.
you can
That
see,
brother.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
little distraction to what we're trying to focus on right now, bro. I don't even care about that. It don't even matter what was said, how it was said. They took her shit. Period.
but
It's really nothing to talk
but
about. I don't even care what they said in there. They took her stuff, bro. And the point is, we're talking about how they did her and took her stuff. How she was taken advantage
yeah,
of, like we're always taking advantage of. How they go into court. These people ruled. Obviously, it was a court ruling. Obviously, they had people of her not for her, but against her to go with these people because they were all tied in and they wanted to bring down this aboriginal woman that was the richest in their area and richer than them. That's all it is to it's really nothing more to be said but that. They
well,
they did they I mean, I'm just saying, bro, that's how I feel about it. I mean, I don't want to waste
no, I'm
discussion on
with you.
none of that. I want to know what
I'm,
y'all feel about the whole thing. I want to know about the demonizing of her. I'm about to play this how how she came into this, the voodoo queen and all this nonsense. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm actually with you. I was just saying, just for the record, because I do a lot of researching and I've learned, for me personally, I'm about, documentation. The article is great. You see what I'm saying? I'm with you as far as, they did her wrong. But what I'm saying is with that actual court docket, the transcripts, you can see exactly what they did and how they did it to take it away from her, to do her dirty. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not disputing that they did her dirty. That's obvious. Yes, they did her dirty. But when you look at those court transcripts, you see the dialogues, what people were saying, and exactly if it was semantics that they used to ultimately do her in, or if it was some other action that the court took to ultimately do her in. You see what I'm saying? That's all I was saying. I was just speaking to how they did it. Exactly. Yeah,
You
because
I
we
haven't
do
said
have
wonder.
it.
anything wrong, brother. I was just saying the point. Now
Oh,
you good. You know, you always sending me good info. So that's great.
and it,
We could dig more into this. We could do a part 2. So you dig up some stuff you already know we can go in. Ain't nothing to it. I'm not saying you saying nothing wrong.
and
I just want to really get y'all input on what I'm bringing to y'all right now, bro. I want to stick to
What
oh
that because you
yeah,
know
really
we can
pissed me
really
off
go ahead, sis. I'm sorry. Let me mute because I
is
got an
that
echo.
I want to do any of her family. They done sat here and took her shit. So that means they took all her wealth from her. So her offspring, so sisters and brothers, nieces, and everything, nobody was able to, get that wealth because these motherfuckers took it from her.
Yep. And she had no kids, sis. That's what really messed up. If she
Yeah.
had kids, I don't think that would have happened.
yeah.
She had
She had
no
no
kids,
heirs.
sis.
Yeah,
Mm.
she had no heirs.
This is what we're
And
doing.
without,
This is what we're
with,
allowing
with,
to happen.
and without somebody competent to come forward to claim the estate, she has no heirs, so there was nobody. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
And
they doing to us now. They trying to make like we
yeah,
don't have no air. What they doing, y'all, they're taking our wealth and placing a pale skin face on it. This is how they have manipulated us to thinking that we come from trash, that we're nobody, because they literally took our wealth and placed a white, pale faced person on us. If they came here rich and all this, or they came here and worked their way to the top and your ass didn't do shit. When they literally they just took your last name, they took on your identity. Period, is what they did, and then they placed their faces on it, and now you're just their slave. You up
Mm.
under it.
including
It doesn't
include,
matter.
including our family names. They did the same thing with
Yeah,
our
that's what
family
I'm talking about.
names.
Your last
Those
name, what
names,
family is.
I
Yep.
just wanted to
yeah,
say
no, no,
salute and honor, Sister Soul, Copper Empress, to the guys, to the goddesses on the panel, in the chat. Salute. Um,
Salute, brother.
yeah, yeah, this is powerful. This is powerful. Now we get to really see what this A drip is all about, right? We get to see how they do it, right? So let's
yeah,
pull out our magnifying glasses and actually look into this, right?
right.
Her last name, right? What was her quantification of wealth? What was it in? Was it in dollars? Was it in centennials? Was it in gold?
It was in dollars and gold, and a lot of her gold. What happened was they traded her. I believe now. I have found no information. Mind you, on a lot of information. Y'all know I be thinking about different stuff all the time, but on
Right.
her, I know in my heart that they took her gold and they
Okay.
helped to fund that Federal Reserve System with that gold. That's what I know. I know that in my
That
heart. I know that. I can't
that
prove
sounds
it.
that sounds
I
about
haven't
That's
right.
what
found
they was
anything on it.
doing
I've
back
been
then.
looking, but that's what I believe.
That's absolutely right, Sister Soul. Now watch this. Watch this. Remember the bank runs? Do we recall the bank runs? Do we recall that you could be imprisoned if you had quantities of gold and silver outside
Yes,
of the
because they
system?
collected and took everybody's gold.
Yes, ma'am.
And mind you, during the Confederacy, like man Z, welcome, bro. I just saw you. I know I put you in a minute ago. With the Confederacy, right? The one of those dang, I'm gonna do a live on it. One of those Confederate leaders, right? Not leaders, what do you call it? The general soldier or something. The name start with an L or last name is with an L. If
Lieutenant,
somebody say name, I
lieutenant,
might recall.
lieutenant.
Yes, but his last name, Leopold, or who's one of the
Okay.
Confederate people? They talk about their name. But either way, it don't matter. He ain't no damn body. But either way, what he did, he was one of the ones that would drag or take them to different places doing we're going over here to travel for the war. We're going over here. What they was doing, they was stealing the gold. They was stealing a lot of gold and saying that it was stolen in a robbery or something. Like they took some gold. It was a large amount of gold. They had it in this big cave or this cavern. Some of it is still somewhere. And I think it's in Utah.
Fort
But this
Knox.
Confederate Fort Knox. Yep. They were going, they supposed to have been taking it to Fort Knox, but they weren't always taking it there. They were taking it to somewhere else because they were privately stealing it. I'm a dig into that
To the
and put all the
Vatican.
information out. I didn't want to do half of it.
To the Vatican.
Say
What
That's
did
that
you
one
where
say,
more
they,
Empress?
time,
Say that
Empress.
again. Let me mute because I'm a little delayed.
they was taking it to the Vatican. That's who got all that gold.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sis. Yes, sis. And they were all in conjunction together. They were working together. They were doing all these things, making these private. Oh, we're gonna do this. Y'all sneak this, take this, say this was stolen, and y'all act like this. They was doing little private stuff to steal the gold.
Now, I'm not well versed on her actual experience. I just got the pieces that I've just heard on today's show.
I think it was General. I
But
think it was General Lee, brother. Thank you. I think that's who it was,
generally,
General Lee. Yep.
okay. Now, watch this. Marriage certificates, right? What happens to the woman if she happens to become married? She takes on the last name of her counterpart, right? The male, right? She takes on the
Right.
name, right? Marriage certificates, right? Okay, so even she may not have had any heirs, but due to the fact that she probably more than likely was married, right? It would be a safe bet to say that she took on the last name of her husband,
Do we
right?
know that? Do we know that?
I don't know that. I'm just assuming, just based off the breakdown of the way that the marriage license is set up, right? Because when you pay what they call that when you get divorced,
Alimony. Alimony.
alimony, right? XYZ. Well, this name change or this additional name is actually the way into your wealth. The whole marriage situation is a setup.
No, her wealth was from when she divorced her husband. Her husband was Mr. Pleasant. She divorced the husband, and when she divorced the husband, she got a $40,000 settlement, which y'all know that's a lot of money from back then. So that's
Yes,
how
ma'am.
she started investing. So she had that she had a what they call it, a purse when she went to California. She wasn't broke. So she went there with money and she was ready then. And that's how she started getting invested and learning who to invest with. She got with the dude Thomas Bell. And then she was asking him, hey, you know all these rich white people. Why don't you come with me? We can start a business and we can grow by getting information from them. What we'll do is, go in and, you act like you head and
Mm,
everything. And then we'll get, and so she used
mm.
him, and that's how she got her money and started growing. She learned about the gold, and the gold rush had just started 2 years before she got there. So by the time she
Okay,
get there, the shit just started, and people ain't have money like that. So she had money, so she was able to like, oh, I'm about to go right over here, and I'm finna get this right here. So that's how she built all the
mm,
wealth because she had money and went in there and started it.
okay, okay. That
Hey,
makes sense.
hey, quick question. Empress Holbert, can you email me Fall Cabal too? I don't mean to interrupt the show, y'all. It's just that
I
I have a hard time.
I get
You said
lyrical. I get lyrical to send it to you, but she the one got them
okay.
all. I get it some.
Okay. Good show, Sister Soul. Y'all can continue on. My bad. It is a great show.
No
Okay,
I gotta
worries.
good.
make
Salute
Appreciate
that.
it,
a
bro.
phone call. I'll be back.
Yeah.
I gotta make a
Be
phone
safe.
call.
Peace.
Now,
Okay, babe.
I
Yes.
fall under. I choose to fall under matriarchal law. Right now, we gonna see how far because Sister Soden took the top off of this hole. Right. So now we got to figure out how deep this hole go. Right. Now, if I say I fall under matriarchal law, right, the matriarchs are the law, right, and I look at the names of these tribes, the names of supposed to be uh ancestors, great chiefs and chieftesses, right? This is what I'm finding. None of them have last names. None of them, right? That's a patri.
Wait. What are you saying? I don't think I heard you. Who doesn't have a last name, bro? What you saying?
Uh, any of the chiefs or any of the folk tales or any of the tribes, none of them have two names. They were always identified with one name.
Right, because the
right?
name was because the difference in the name, right? The name put something on it. And I'm gonna bring it back to, in the Roots movie when they was beating the guy talking about your name Toby, your name Toby, trying to beat him to say the name.
Right, right,
The
right.
name means something. The name puts a restriction on you. The name puts like a binary frequency code on people, and we don't even know that. So a name is very important. So back then, our people, they named the spirit based off of what they wanted it to be. So say if I wanted my child,
Okay,
or I felt they were tapped more into. Remember, we're not like tapped like them. So they were
right,
tapped more
right.
into everything. So they would go with what they felt the name of this child was, what the ancestors told them this child's duty was. They may have been told, oh, your child is going to be a great warrior, great fighter. So now I'm going to name my child Warrior Wind, or Earth Eagle Wind, or you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
I can't think
yes,
off the top of my head, but it was that
yes.
type of premise because we went by the spirit of what something was, the feeling, the intricacy of what we wanted to bring into provision. This is part of manifestation because we are the ones that manifest, and they knew that. They were more tapped into these type of things. So because they knew
Facts.
that, I'm going to put the power on my child when my child is born. Now my child is this. My child is a woman of great fortitude. My child is a this, or you know what I'm saying. So that's where the name comes
Absolutely,
from.
absolutely, sister. So now watch this though. With this invasion that's taking place, right? And they're setting up laws, right? This is when people start having two names, three names, right? It's people today that they really only have two names. Their given name, their first name, and their last name by their father in most cases. Now, when you go back a little bit further, you notice that they had one name, right? So this is how they latch on to the accounts. This is how they cover up records. This is how they claim that they came over here, they was wealthy, but this is how they actually put the stamp or the notary, right, on the extraction of the finance of the aboriginal indigenous peoples of this land with that last
Right,
name, with
right.
the
So what
marriage
I'm gonna
certificate.
do, bro,
Yeah, you
real,
got it.
I want to
My
get
bad.
beast mode, beast mode, beast
Yes,
mode.
ma'am.
I'm sorry, brother. I
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
get into sticking to talking about her real quick. I want y'all to listen
Okay.
to this. This is from a newspaper article, and it says how a heroine became a demon in Victorian San Francisco. I played about 2 minutes of it to skip a little bit, so we're gonna go from there, guys. Tell me if you guys can
Okay.
hear it in the chat. Give it a second to catch up. Y'all know I got a little delay sometimes, so hold on 1 minute.
Double life included presenting as a white woman when she could. She married well and rich. And when she was widowed, she inherited all that money.
$45,000 in gold from her husband's estate.
And she made the journey by steamer to San Francisco in 1852, still passing as white. She found a town filled with men come to make their gold rush fortunes. They were far from home and needed somewhere to live. So Mary buys up boarding houses and laundries.
All kinds of things that she thinks will be a niche in San Francisco to make more money.
Thing is, she stayed close to the action in these boarding houses and often even cooked for these men. Why? Because you can hear secrets that way. And she used them as leverage to further her real cause, bringing the Underground Railroad out west. You see, only San Francisco's growing black community knew her as a black woman. They called her the Black City Hall, the place where you go to get what you need.
She helped African Americans get jobs on steamers and in homes and in her own businesses.
Not only that, almost a century before Rosa Parks, Mary Ellen Pleasant challenged the city's segregated transit system.
She won in and out of court, and in 1868, African Americans could ride the trolleys in San Francisco.
After the Civil War, over a decade after she arrived in the city, Mary finally checked the box that said black on the census of 1865. Sushil, who also performs as Mary on stage, reads from her memoirs.
My cause was the cause of freedom and equality for myself and for my people. And I'd rather be a corpse than a coward.
But by the 1880s, the wild, mud-caked San Francisco that Mary Ellen Pleasant, the capitalist, had carved her way into, had itself transformed.
Very much more overtly racist.
Across the nation, emancipated slaves became a convenient scapegoat for the economy's woes. And as a wealthy, older Black woman, Mary now inspired suspicion, even fear. And that is how a heroine becomes a villain. Now the press coined a racist nickname, Mammy Pleasant. And in 1883, she became entangled in the scandalous trial of a Nevada senator accused of seducing, then abandoning a young woman. That woman was Mary's friend.
It was a trial like the O.J. Simpson trial of the 20th century and went all the way to New York, and it was reported everywhere, every day.
Though she wasn't on trial, Mary was painted as a sinister crone with an otherworldly hold over the white people she was close to. But rather than rejecting the rumors, she defied them, encouraged them even during the senator's trial.
At one point, she planted a voodoo doll and said that, he would die. He did die during the course of the trials.
And also, to Mary Ellen Pleasant, voodoo wasn't just some scare tactic. It was voodoo, a belief system from her ancestral homeland of Haiti.
It was Pleasant's religion from the time she was a child. She was born the daughter of a voodoo priestess and the granddaughter of a voodoo priestess from Haiti.
Scandal followed scandal. When her wealthy white business partner was found dead in her mansion, his widow collaborated on a full-page smear piece in the San Francisco Chronicle. The headline?
The Queen of the Voodoos.
The press had used the language of the supernatural to describe her for years. Now they made her into a flat-out monster. And the public turned on her.
They exploited those rumors and called her a blackmailer. They called her a baby stealer. So I would say that it was hate, revenge, and racism.
Mary Ellen Pleasant died in 1904 in her 90s. After such a life, so many achievements, this was the obituary she received in the San Francisco Examiner.
Mammy Pleasant will work weird spells no more.
It's telling who gets a legend and who gets a ghost story. How we're remembered depends on who's telling your story. Or as our tour guide Christian put it, under those haunted eucalyptus trees in San Francisco.
But when there's three versions of your life story, we don't know what to do with your life story. We stop telling your life story, and we forget your story.
He keeps Mary Ellen Pleasant on his ghost hunt, he says, so that she's not forgotten. For the California Report, I'm Carly Seven.
Wow.
Support for this podcast comes from Comcast Business, introducing
Wow, Sister Soul, that's heavy.
The demonizing of our queen. You see this shit. The demonizing of our queen.
Yes, and from what it looks like,
let y'all brothers go in because I already know both of y'all got words. Go ahead. Let me mute for a second.
I can tell, I think my question was just answered about, I don't even think I need the court transcripts now after hearing that. It sounds like they used the media. The media was the tool that, like they use it today.
To defame her,
to defame her, and to defraud her ultimately, and they knew wasn't nobody gonna care if they did her wrong or did her dirty. And straight up did her wrong. Nobody would have cared because she was viewed as the queen of the voodoo. And I can tell you right now,
exactly.
I can guarantee you the quote public that they speaking of, that the public turned on her, I bet you it's a bunch of white people.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
bet you it was a bunch of white
Exactly,
people
brother.
that they were talking about.
Are
So
Jews.
Yep.
so from there, I think also a lesson can be learned for us, you know what I'm saying, looking at this case, not only seeing what our sister endured and what she went through, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be a lesson that's been, man, that we still haven't seemed to learn. Some of us were waking up from it. Most of us still remember and don't, you know, give place to those kinds of people. But that's our problem. We'll get in such a place with ourselves, whether it be financially, economically, intellectually, and the first thing we run to is not our own. You see what I'm saying? But
Right.
out there where they at, and then when we intermix and get in with them, thinking that we're comfortable and everything's okay, this right here happens
Exactly, brother. See the
every single
manipulation.
time.
The manipulation, brother. She was playing that little game, right? It's okay that she was trying to cheat. She was smart. She was intricate. She knew what she was doing. She was working it. It brought her where she was, right? But where you brought yourself to, you put yourself in a place. That's why I was saying we got to look at both sides. She put herself in a position. First off, you move in the home with this white man and this white woman, a married couple.
First mistake.
First mistake. Very first mistake. So you tried to use that, manipulate that situation, but now that same situation, because you intricated yourself with him, you used him to be your face and all this other stuff. Now it was easy for them to say, well, it was his money. It was his business. It was his this. It was his that. It was his this. You feel me? So she played herself by trying to do that nonsense.
Yep. So, yep. And I believe that's, you know, that's a huge part of a karmic debt there that had to be paid. Now, but not only that, the way that they did her and did her wrong, that karmic debt falls on them as well. So it's like, when you result to hatred, I mean, there's no end to it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to have enough sense to be able to do this thing in love and everything go back to the way it's supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? And make things right with her family and stuff and her estate. You see what I'm saying? Because man, they straight did that sister wrong. Man, wow.
Is that the Bill Cosby effect?
Worse,
yeah, and right quick with Bill Cosby, you know he's sitting on oil. Bill Cosby sitting on oil. That's why they on his ass.
Yep. Trying to get his property, tried to get him out the way for his shit. All the
Yes,
time they
ma'am.
keep doing us like that.
Yes, ma'am.
And even talking about buying NBC. That man knew he's sitting on oil, and that's how he was gonna do it, in my opinion.
Exactly. Me too. That's what I said, brother. Exactly that. He was gonna he had something to back him. So he was willing, he was willing to put everything he had into that because he know he had money behind him. But some sneaky, dirty somebody he trusted got his information, and that's what put him at risk. Like I said, it's always somebody on the inside. You thinking, oh, you know, she all close. This my buddy, this my friend. I done brought him out the gutter. He was just a little bank teller, wasn't making no money. I done made him come up. He gonna love me to the end. Okay.
You're right. Sure, that's the game, man. That's the game, and we got to stop falling for that, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Ultimately, I don't think it's because we're a docile, stupid, or ignorant people. We can choose to be like that sometimes to play a game, but ultimately, we have pure hearts,
right?
And we've been taken advantage of with our pure hearts. That's why the Europeans were so. I use that term loosely to refer to the pale people, but they took advantage of us with that. Because there was a point there were lines we wouldn't cross. Right. Even at war, there were lines we wouldn't cross, but that white boy would.
We had morale.
Yeah, we had morale. We still got it. Ain't no head. We still got it. You see what I'm saying? And we're still being played to the left with it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's a lesson for us too, though, to learn how to develop and revert our energy when it is needed. You see what I'm saying? Not necessarily turn into the devils that them people actually are at heart. We still keep our pure hearts, but we know when it's time to go to war, man, it's time to do what it's time to go. It's time to get down and dirty. You see what I'm saying? And I don't think, and to be 100, I don't think no God. I don't care what religion. I ain't speaking against nobody's religion or nothing, but that's why I'm using that term loosely. I don't think no God would knock any people for that. that have a pure heart. You got to have enough common sense to fight back, and not only fight back dirty, because that's what's being done to you. You got to do what you got to do to come up out of that. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to excite nothing. I'm just saying, but look what they doing to us. Look at the
Win
examples.
by any means necessary. Yes, sir.
By any means necessary. These people used to throw piss, shit, and everything on us, and all kinds of shit. They did all kinds of stuff, man. Stuff we wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? And there's no limit to what these evil people would do, man, to keep their position in where they are, because they have a code, especially amongst the so-called white men. I've heard it for myself. That's why I can speak about this. I've heard them speak about this for myself, and they have a code. Right. They never, ever find themselves to be in a position to be below the so-called black man. They always speak up. They always speak highly of themselves and lower of us. Always. And it's not by accident. It's not, they play, what's this called? Plausible deniability. That's their game.
Yes.
Plausible deniability is their game. And they play like they don't know or they don't understand. Oh, it was an honest mistake. No, it wouldn't. It's not. And we got to come up out of that thinking that because they playing their role, that they didn't mean no harm. And they keep on showing us they mean us all the harm. All of it. But I yield there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go ranting off like that, y'all. My bad.
You ain't ranting. You good, bro.
Yeah.
You see what Tracy put in there? Tracy put greetings. Just started listening. Too many indiscretions in the article. Passing for white, from Haiti, being an African American, and checking off black. Was she the original Ma Bell? Did we just say that?
All right.
Crazy.
Righteous. Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking too about. That's why I was saying about the court cases, about the transcripts, because we want to find out, was she coming from a negative status? Did that play a part? What did they ultimately, you know what I'm saying, use to bam? But after just hearing what you just, I get it. They use the media.
Now,
and they can literally.
Let me ask this real quick. Where is she supposed to be from within the Americas? What landmass at the time? We know she traveled to San Francisco. They claim she came from Haiti, but where did they say she was born?
Her mom was from Louisiana, and her dad
That's what I was about to say.
Her dad was from Hawaii, so they were American. They were American.
Okay, so
that background. Not to say that. Hold on, bro. Not to say that her mom or dad may not have had this background, but that's where they were from. And I believe that that's where they originated from. I'm going to just say that.
Okay. So I guess the point that I'm making, right, we see travel taking place all the way from Hawaii to Louisiana, right? We also throw in Haiti on the East Coast island. Right? Okay. So how you got a West Coast island and an East Coast island, but we don't want to identify that is a Hawaiian called a Hawaiian American?
No.
Is a Haitian called a Haitian American?
I only hear Haitians saying that. It's either Haiti or they either Haitian. No, period. They don't even go with nothing else. It's straight Haitian.
Okay, so I'm not trying to throw up no start up the hornet's nest or whatnot, but I'm saying that we see travel between these two islands and the major landmass. Okay, so if that was just her particular story, how much of this was going on in general? You see what I'm saying? So that African American tag that they placed on us, or that black tag that they placed on us, right? We can see, right, before her existence, it was common that we had people from the islands coming to the mainland and vice versa. We were going out towards the islands. Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all see where I'm going with it?
Yeah.
Right? This is a new doctrine. This is a new established government. This government is not that old. all this oppression that we supposed to be under, this is a new thing. I would say I would give them 200 years at best. You see what I'm saying? From the courts to the colleges to the universities to the hospitals to the churches and cathedrals, right? Right. This is all new stuff that's been implemented for our suppression and the divides. Like you just said, when they fight dirty. So when the training comes upon our people and we're handling each other just like they would handle with us, right? Right. But the only difference is that we're using it against one another. We're not using it towards them. We're using it black on black crime. Right. Right. They're quick to promote that. So-called gangs. Right. You don't talk about your. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You don't exploit yours, right? You talk about the poverty levels, but then you say that we are a population of the top consumers, and we spend the most money throughout the whole nation. So by default, that would make us the majority, not the minority, right? See, it's all pixie dust. It's all broken match. And then that article she said, what do you call her? The Voodoo queen. Okay, for those that make that argument, Voodoo come from Africa. That ain't what this article is talking about. Would y'all agree, disagree, indifferent? Some
No,
of the
no.
same.
As far as what you said about with the voodoo, I mean, if you've done your research on voodoo, you should already know that ain't African. You should already know that.
Facts.
You should already know that. That's not African
Facts.
science. But yeah. But yeah, man. But with that, sister, though, see, when we learning about stuff like this should be tools for us to learn what not to do, what to do, and what to
Right.
accept and what not to accept. You see what I'm saying? Because we know the game that they're playing. So by we understanding the game, how do we know the game that they're playing? We're going back and we're looking at the documentation of what they've done to our elders and our ancestors before us. And we
Right.
compare that and connect those dots with the same activity that they're doing with us today. It hasn't changed, just a different time. You see what I'm saying? And we have to learn our lesson, y'all. It's time for us not just to wake up from, but we got to take the appropriate action. The appropriate action to bring remedy. To
Yes,
bring
sir.
remedy. And we,
Yes, sir.
no, we can't come half stepping. We can't come with no little white lies. We can't come with half truths. We got to come with it. You see what I'm saying? And when we come with it, you got to come hard, 100%. No backing up, no laying off, because guess what? These people that want to stay in control of our estate are doing the exact same thing on the flip side of the coin. They ain't letting up whatsoever. They have no intention on giving anything up. And they're willing,
Right.
I'm telling you, they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight to make
N-
sure that it don't happen, because they ain't got nothing to pass down to theirs. And as
Now
long
let
as
me
we
let
remain,
me put this one out there too, because when
okay,
we say they, right, we got to understand within they there are many categories, right? Like we just served the blow or the shot that was just heard around the world. I don't know if y'all heard it go off, but the overturn of the mosquito bite mandate, that just happened. That just happened, y'all. Right? And we did it as a collective. So everybody is not all the same, right? Or with the same intent. But I understand that, you know what I'm saying? If it look like a duck, it quack like a duck, it is a duck. But you also gotta understand, you lay with dogs, you're gonna get fleas. So
yes,
watch
sir.
this. What we have to do is we gotta take this victory, right? Because you had what they call states sue the commander in chief. That's supposed to be the commander in chief, the so-called president, right? We won. We won. That mandate is no longer right. Okay, so now this is the first rock or the first pebble to fall. Okay, now where we go now? What we doing now? Don't just sit on this. Oh, this the victory. No, that's just partial of the victory.
That's a battle one. Yeah.
So now what we do? What y'all want? What y'all want to do?
Keep
Because
going.
I've been working.
Okay.
I've been working overtime. So we got that battle, that round. We caught that round. We won that round. Okay, so now what do we do? How do we furtherly advance this? What's the next petition? What's the next lawsuit? Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Lawsuits. Hey, can I throw that? Oh, okay, my bad, Sister Soul. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. No, you got it, bro.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, just right quick, man. What you said, brother, that was 100% right. Our people need to get into these law books and get into the law and start studying the law and learning how to bring a suit, learning how to sue these people. That's where we can start. You see what I'm saying? We can start there, especially on the political level. You see what I'm saying? When you're talking about doing battle on a politics and on a political level, and us as the layman, as the people, you know what I'm saying? We have the power. We have that power. And what they have done is they've watered their power down by making us seem like we ain't nothing, and they keep on emphasizing their wins against us. But when they win against us, it's only because of our ignorance of the law. That's all. You see what I'm saying? That's what I've come to see. You know what I'm saying? In most of these cases, it's because it comes ignorance of the law. So once we get to learning how to bring the problem to their doorstep, just like they bring it to us.
Yes. Yep.
Except we got a legitimate claim.
Sister Soul, real quick before
very legitimate claim. We've been had legitimate claim. I've been saying for the past year, brother. We want people to pick me up so we can get this popping. Everybody playing around, but we need to really be getting what's due to us, what's been due to us. And it's not about no reparations. It had nothing to do with reparations. It's about what y'all took from our people and what y'all owe us. Period.
Right.
We want all our shit. We ain't just talking about this fake ass money shit. We talking about our gold. We want our relics. We want our artifacts. We want our paperwork. I don't know about nobody else. I want books. I want all of that. Yeah, we need all that stuff.
Now, Sister Soul, quick, this is just a suggestion. This is what I would like to see happen, right? Because you good with the herbs too, right? We need to develop a detoxification for those who took the mosquito bite, right? Especially the baby.
Bro, we don't have to develop anything. I already had that. I've been had that. I had it since.
Oh, you got okay, cool. So how do
we man? Go ahead, bro.
Say that one more time. I couldn't hear.
I'm listening. You said how do we?
No, I was saying how do we advertise that? Because now everybody is sitting back scratching their head. Like
I tell everybody that I have a detox for everything. I said it. I stressed it multiple times. I said I have a detox for everything, any specific organ in your body, a particular ailment. I can make a detox for it. I have any ailment. Detox. I have things to prevent a person from even getting that. So if it comes in their body, it knocks it out. I have all of that natural formation of herbs. I keep talking about it, but yes.
Well, the reason why I brought that up, it wasn't like I didn't know, but it was the fact of the marketing, right? The word getting out. How does the word okay, because we don't have like main TV. You know, we they're not gonna give us a cut on CNN.
What I just said, brother.
Huh?
I just said that, brother. I have been doing that, brother. That's what I said. I keep telling everybody that I have everything for you that you need. I have it. Hit my website. Hit my email. Blah blah blah. I got you. This, that. I keep saying that. That's marketing. Word of mouth is marketing. It takes us as Aboriginal people to promote and help each other. I'm not going to get on here every time I do a live and say, oh, y'all buy some of my herbs. Y'all go to my website. I don't need to do that. If a person wants to do that and they choose to make themselves be healthy and they choose to believe that I'm going to give them something that's going to enhance whatever area they need, that's on them to seek that. If they want to
Right.
stay in the position they're in, that's on them to do so. I put it out there because this is what I've been doing. I've healed people for years. I mean, I heal my own daughter from certain things. So it's listen, we have to have the faith in each other. Y'all have faith in these other people, pharmaceuticals, all the stuff that be studied, breaking down the metabolic system that you got in your body that's organic and natural is working against it. But they'll go right to these people and buy it, pay for it, something that's
Right.
GMO. You know what I'm saying? So you
Right.
cannot beat people in the head. It has to be that discernment within that says, hold on, I heard sister say this, and that. I heard the sister say that. So if it's not in them, I can't pull that light out of people. They got to be able to gravitate themselves.
Right. Well, I was just more so because they was forcing it on the ones that send their babies to these schools, right? They was even forcing it on the babies. So you know, I don't know how to get to every parent that then either took it or they're because my baby's homeschooled, so we ain't never rock with the mosquito bite. But I know there is a large population of us that was forced into and forced is probably encouraged to go get the mosquito bite, right? Out of fear tactics or whatnot. But now that it's been overthrown,
Well,
you know,
people have to want to, if they wouldn't get it, brother, that's the first problem. So they're not really
right,
going to be seeking a way to
facts,
cleanse themselves. That's going to be another issue.
facts.
So if they're doing that, then it's really nothing you can do. But if they want to do that, then you tell them, hey, I know you can cleanse yourself with herbs. If you don't know what herbs, be up on them. If not, I know this sister that, she does that. So you can reach out to her. I mean, that's pretty much all you can do. You can't make a person do anything. That's like bringing a horse to the water and he's not really thirsty. All right, y'all good? All right, I'm gonna pick this moment, I guess, to get out of here, guys. Y'all don't have anything else to say? I'd like you to have your last word. I'm gonna do a part 2 on this epic. If
Okay.
you hit me with in my email about what you were talking about, brother. If you find something on that, I'm definitely gonna do a part 2 on this because there's more stuff I want to share with y'all. But the conversation kind of went a little bit. We had a lot of other stuff that important to kind of look at. So, yeah, we're gonna do that. But hit me, bro, so we could do a part 2 on that.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah, because I'm gonna go see if I can find those transcripts to that case.
There you go. There you go. Well, I just
Yeah,
want to say salute and honors, Sister Soul. Salute, Epic Studies. Salute to all the guys and goddesses in the chat. Everyone that came up. Hey, fire built. Look forward to part 2. Stay tuned. We winning.
Yes, sir. We definitely winning. We on top. We the best of everything, right? I'm about to drop it in right now. I'm gonna drop my website again, guys. So if you guys interested in it, that's my website. Hey, I can help you. My number one thing to do is help pain. So I do have a pain away oil. I mentioned that too. If you have an elderly person that deals with like arthritis, gout, a lot of inflammation, swelling, like pain in certain areas like the joints, the knees, and their elbows, the muscle pain, stuff like that. The oil literally clarifies, strengthen it, and within like maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And I'm serious about it. It's not a joke. But
Mm.
yeah, you can check it out. It works for people with multiple sclerosis, all kind of things. So if y'all interested in something like that to try it out, make sure you hit my email as well. Let me put my email. You can hit my
Okay.
email or the site, either way, and then we can get something set up.
Okay. Hold on. Let me write this down.
Okay, so yeah, either way, you can reach out to me if you want to do consult. I do consult so a person can see if they can go into something holistically automatically, especially if you're taking like pharmaceuticals. It's hard for your body to dissect those things and go right into something cleansing it. It could be a shock to the system, so on and so forth. So I do offer consultations if you're taking like any type of pharmaceutical and stuff like that, so we can make sure you're taking the right things, even the right herbs, because some herbs can even be dangerous depending on what's going on with you. So you got to make sure you don't just jump into anything, and just, oh, I want to go healthy and I'm gonna start doing this and that. And then you stop taking your meds, or, you just start doing these things, and then you can go downward from there as well. So just be careful of that, guys. But much
Okay.
peace, much love. I appreciate you brothers coming up as usual. Empress Holbert, I appreciate her coming up. She had to jump off. I appreciate her jumping on the panel, and a couple other people came up. I can't remember. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Y'all gonna have y'all last words before we got here.
Just
Well, say
peace.
peace to you. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Just peace, salute, all honors. Let's keep this. We winning, y'all. Look, I'm excited. We winning. Let's get it.
Just want to say peace to you, brother. Peace to you, Sister Soul. Thank you for having me on the panel. Peace to the chat. Love to the chat. Love all y'all, man. And till we come together again, share more information. Y'all, safe travels. And protect your babies, man. Protect your children. Use your common sense. Don't let nobody stoop you out of that, man. Let's get back to it, man. We know what we need to do to protect us and to live for us. We just got to learn how to do it in love. That's all. Let go of the hatred. We can move forward from there.
That's
With
right. That's right.
With that, I say peace and love to everybody, to all my people.
Yes, peace and love to my chat, everybody. Yes, thank you guys for joining to make sure y'all got this information. We trying to open up portals in the mind, busting down lies and opening up truth, shedding light on the pertinent information, the things that we know can enlighten us and bring us out of the dark spaces in our mind, those crevices and shit that we be stuck in. We got to get out of that. So yeah, thanks y'all for coming out, and we're gonna do this again. We're gonna definitely have a part 2 on this. The brother gonna look up some more information. I'm gonna also go over some other things that I wanted to go over. And yeah, we'll get more to the details of some of this stuff, and a few other people I may bring in, so you guys can look at a lot of people that we don't even hear about and know about. I definitely want to do a separate build. I'm not going to bring the topic up now, but it requires its own individual attention on another great later. So yeah, we'll be talking soon, guys. Peace, love, and make sure you're doing anything you can for anybody else if you're able to at this point in time. If you can deliver something to shed something for somebody as far as a light of information to their mind, $1 or $2, a bottle of water, snacks, a meal, looking out for people. Sometimes people in the hardest of times, it's not because they choose to be, it's because, the weight of the world is on them, and, they don't know how to handle it. So, shine a light on your brother or your sister if you can. All right. Peace, love. I'm out, y'all.